My name is Shelly Kusumarini. You can call me Dr. Shelly. Today, we will discuss about the helmintology with the subtopic is CESTODA. Now, let me share our materials. Okay, so I want you all of you to understand about the outline. For the first, able to mention various type of cestoda in ruminant, poultry, pet animal, and also in wild animal. And then able to mention cestoda species based on taxonomy, and then able to mention morphology, difference, and classification. And last, able to mention the life cycle and also class of Gestoda. So this is our reference. And then you can start with me. I will describe and explain about Gestoda. Gestoda is a adult worm live in the intestinal tract while larvae inhabit vertebrate and invertebrate tissue. And they have a body, flat dorsal-ventral, elongated like ribbons like, and they have a segmented body we call proglotid, and they have a lot of digestive system. And how about the size? They have 3 until 10 centimeters, such as tiny as aginata. They have a long size, and they have a reddish yellow in color. And how about their intermediate host? Of course, for the complete stage, they required intermediate host to complete their life cycle. And about the lifespan, adult stage of tapeworms can live until 25 years in the ileum of the definitive host. And then the body of adult tapeworm consists of scolex, necks, and also strobila. This is the scolex consists of sucker, prostellum. Yeah, you can see the hooks. And then this is the necks, and this is the region of generation of new proglottid. Yeah, but in the different group, Dipilidium, such as Dipilobotrium, they not have a sucker but differentiated by Botria. And then this is the proglottid stage. You can see immature, mature, and also the gravid stage. And how about the general characteristic of Cestoda? We can describe this in this slide about the reproduction and then pathology, metabolic effect, habitat, and also metabolism and nutrition. But I want all of you to understand about the respiration first. The respiration of the cestoda is anaerobic respiration, so they can respirate without oxygen or like oxygen, and by breaking down sugar into lactic acid or ethanol. But as you know, they have anoxybiosis process. In the complete absence of oxygen, the tapeworm enter the resting states or inactive and fully elongated. In this condition, they require water to maintain their body shape. And then the energy source, they reserve the energy from glycogen. And then this is the morphology of tapeworm, consists of two groups, Cyclopilidian and Pseudopilidian. For Cyclopilidian, they have a scolex and rostellum, and for Pseudopilidian, they have two muscular slits we call potria. And then next, this is the visualization of the two groups, and then we continue about the egg stage. At the time of release, eggs may be embryonate with embryophore, yeah, and then embryophores contain oncosphere and also hooks. The embryophore of Pseudopilidian and Dipilidia is ciliated, So when we found the ciliated, because they showed adaptation in the watery condition. And then Eugestoda eggs are non-operculate. In Cotyloda, eggs are operculate. And then this is the hexagon can be contained within one of four X type. You see, this is the fourth type of Cestoda. The first one piriform, and the second one dipylidium eggs. You can see this is the egg pocket contain multiple hexagon within in one egg. And then this is the tiny eggs. They have hooks and a hexagon and outer thin or white outer layer, and then this is pseudopilidian eggs. Next, this is the all of stadium metagestoda, and then this is the phylum platyhelminthes, especially classes gestoda, and this is the all species we study today. And then this is the life cycle. The life cycle consists of the egg stage, metagestoda stage. Uh, they have hospes intermediate invertebrate and invertebrate, and also adult gestoda stage in the ileum or in the intestinal. Continue in the larva stage in the Cysticercus, Conurus, Strobilocercus, Hydatid, and Cysticercoid. They differentiated by their form, and then the mostly we can find Cysticercus in the ruminant or mammal, and then Strobilocercus maybe we can find in the rodent, and about the Hydatid and also in the herbivore animal, and then cysticercoid we can found in the arthropods. Next, this is the visualization, and you can see this is the cysticercus. Mostly we can found in the tinea, and then the conurus we can found in the tinea multiceps. And about the hydatid cyst, we can find Echinococcus granulosus, and Strobilocercus we can find in the crabs. Then next, we start to discuss about the first species in the Cestoda classes, Echinococcus granulosus. Echinococcus have a host definitive in the canine and feline, and we study two species, Echinococcus granulosus and also Multilocularis. And you can find this, the morphology, they have a minimized size, only 5 millimeter, including 4 proglottid, and they have in the scolex, rostellum, and sucker. And the larva stage, we stay Hydaticista. This one is Hydaticista that infect in the liver. Next, this is the definitive host, and this is the intermediate host. Human, cattle, cow, sheep, and also horse. And adult stage we found in the small intestine, like this. And then this is the life cycle of Echinococcus granulosus. You can see this is the embryonate eggs in the feces after the gravid proglottid in the environment. And then next, becoming oncosphere has penetrated intestinal wall, and then the oncosphere can develop by the Hydaticista and protoscolex and also scolex. For the definitive host, they can infect it of the metagestoda stage, then called Hydatiches, from intestine of the eggs or also intestine of the liver or lung that already infected with Hydatiches. Next, this is the next species, Echinococcus multilocularis. I think they are already similar with Echinococcus granulosus, but they cheese in the form of the alveoli hydatid, but usually in the liver. The characteristic is almost similar. They have a thin multilayer membrane, capillary membrane spots, gelatinosus agar-like materials. And then for the prepatent period, they have prepatent periods may last 1 until 2 months. Sexual maturation occur in the 4 until 5 weeks, after which eggs or gravid proglotids are shed in the feces. Next, this is the current recognized species within the genus Echinococcus. You can see the geographical distribution also. Next, we will study about Dipilobotrium latum. Dipilobotrium latum, commonly known as the first fish tapeworm or protapeworm, belonging to the genus CESTODA, order Dipilobotridae, causes dipilobotriasis and consists the major causative agent of fish-borne human disease. So in the classes of CESTODA, we found a lot of species. The one of species, its importance, they have an intermediate is aquatic animal is Dipilobotrium latum. Dipilobotrium latum have a definitive host such as human, dogs, cat, wolf, and other fish or other animal that eating fish. First intermediate host we call scapepods, and the second intermediate host maybe fish, and adult worm live in the ileum of the definitive host. And about geographical distribution across a lot of country, maybe American, Central Europe's, Malaysian, Indonesians, Japan's. And how about the life cycle? And you can see the Dipilobotrium latum have two intermediate hosts. The first one, capepod. This is the visualization of the screen. And this is the coracidium, the immature stage of metacestoda. And then this is the metacestoda stage we call procercoid and plerocercoid also. And the English state of the fish like salmon and perch. And then the predator fish eats the infected small fish. And then human also can ingest raw or undercooked infected fish. Next, for morphological of Dipilobotrium latum. The adult worm can exceed 10 meters in length, consist of 300 proglotic segments. And for the scolex measure 2 until 3 millimeter elongated with two longitudinal sucking grooves we call spatria on the dorsal and ventral side. And the mature proglotid contains complete and female reproduction organ. And you can see this is the picture of the egg stage. And the egg stage consists of the operculum in the anterior part. And then they have a thin layer, outer layer also. And then the uterus in centrally located within the proglotid and has a rosette shapes containing eggs. And I want all of you saw the mature segment and the gravid segment of the cestoda, especially the Dipilobotrium. So from this picture, we can see the scolex stage, and this is the immature stage, and following the mature stage, and in the posterior part, we can see the gravid segment. And then if the plerocercoid infected in the fish and they have ingested in the human, we can see an plerocercoid stage like as this white tree. This is one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one also. Yeah, we call plerocercoid as the metacestoda stage. And I think that's all, yeah, for today. You already understand and knowing a lot of knowing about the CESTODA or tapeworm, and we study two important species, Echinococcus and also Dipilopotrio. Yes. And then the next class, we can study with other CESTODA. So thank you. And this is my I delivered the quotes for today. Our greatest ability as human being is not to change the world, but to change ourselves. So thank you guys and see you next time.